No, I'm doing it not because of you, Matt. Because I believe that the system is headed for disaster.
Yeah.
I believe that the crops in this country, the commercialization of the crops, the people are so ingrained in this system that one part is destroyed, the whole system.
Yeah, they're holding on pretty tightly to a sinking ship, essentially.
Okay, they are. So we have to make a change.
We have to
you
show
have to be a
people
light
that.
for other. And
you know, the problem is people go into something like Whole Foods and they think
Right.
it's so great, but it's just it's an elitist. It's basically an elitist Walmart.
Right.
You go in there and it's
no names, please.
but
you go in this fancy supermarket.
Yeah,
we're not going to mention anything.
Fancy supermarkets. It also pretends to be very wholesome and
That's
organic
right,
and stuff.
right.
But they're not.
Well, we know who they is.
There's a lot of lip service. They do these token projects where
Right,
they do
right.
things like they bring
Right.
commerce to
Right.
indigenous people and ruin
Right.
their lives
Right,
with our
right,
commerce. So
right.
it's like we need to start seeing things from a human level, from a family level, not by this whole thing like, oh, let's just change the system from the system. We have to really, it's time. I mean, it's getting late. We have to start really getting down to the point.
And what you're doing is you're going to show how people in the North, how they have viable communities based on
yes.
on the land, eating off the land in that particular area.
The main distinction between permaculture and organic gardening is that organic gardening or any kind of agriculture or gardening or growing is about trying to maintain control over nature. And permaculture is about understanding our role in nature and then facilitating the natural process in a way that creates prosperity and abundance in our communities.
That's say for a guy like me, God doesn't know anything. I have a garden, I have maybe about 400 feet, like 500 feet.
I'm really bad with space.
Anyway, 500 feet in my backyard. And what are you going to do for a guy like me, or for millions of other Americans who have no idea what they're doing as far as land, but they have the land and don't know what to do with it again?
So in your yard,
yes.
You have plenty of space.
I have plenty of space.
Ample space. So
Ample space.
What I told you the other day was we could just grab, 10-20 straw bales.
20 straw bales at 100 pounds each, and then what?
Well, some soil. The straw bales are 100 pounds because we soaked them for days and days and days. That's why they're heavy. But when you actually get them delivered, they're not.
Okay.
They're half that.
Okay.
If that. So it's important. So when you put them in the backyard,
cover them with
an inch and a half of organic compost.
Inch and a half of soil.
Throw seeds in there. And then just sit back. And you got to plant the right seeds so that you have biodiversity. So you have your.
So every person who has a backyard, even how small, they can start this on a very small level.
Yeah. But all you have to do is you get your straw bales. What I did was I let them sit out in the rain for a while and let them start to break down a little bit. And the great thing about these straw bale beds is when you put the plants in, the soil is really just to hold nutrients and water. The roots actually get rooted into the straw itself. And as that straw breaks down, it feeds the plants and it also holds water. So you have these sponges that are constantly keeping the plants watered, constantly breaking down, giving them food. So even for heavy feeders spaced relatively close, I mean, in a conventional setting, you wouldn't put your squash or melons in this close of a distance with each other. But with this kind of a breakdown, I'm really pushing the envelope to get as much as I can out of it and just experimenting with the potential of these beds.
And end it with Matt's raising $3,000. We need anywhere from 1 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, 200. If someone gave $300,000, that would end the problem.
WeTheTrees.com.
Send the money to WeTheTrees.com.
Go to WeTheTrees.com. We're featured on there. That's a crowdfunding for permaculture.
And by the way, we're going to send this out today to 200,000 people. Yeah. That's the goal.